The author of this fanfiction name is YoungHopeProductions. He works on Wattpad.com and the link is in the description to the stories.
Our heroes are resting in the Ron City Pokemon Center, when Gary spots Ash's Squirtle and hatches an idea. He goes over all casual and asks, "Hey Ash, I like that Squirtle of yours. I got an idea, how about you trade me your Squirtle for one of my Pokemon? I have a lot of options." Ash looks at him with a "you're joking right" look on his face and answers, "No way. Don't you have a Blastoise anyways?" Gary then says, "Yeah, but not a shiny one." Ash looks disgusted and asks, "You just want my Pokemon because your first one isn't shiny?" Gary looks annoyed and says, "Alright, how about we have a double battle? If I win, I get all of your Pokemon and you quit being a trainer." Ash asks, "And if I win?" Gary brings out some Pokemon, a Porygon, a Mime Jr., a Rhyhorn, and a Goldeen, all shiny. "You get these beauties if you beat me, including all of these. I've been saving and splurging." He then shows a large amount of evolution items, TMS, TRS, and rare and EXP candies. Ash looks at his Pikachu and Squirtle, to which they nod. "Fine. I agree to your terms." Ash sends out Pikachu and Squirtle, while Gary gets out Blastoise and Nidoking. Ash lets all of except Ho-Oh, Mew, and Mewtwo his Pokemon watch. The battle begins with Nidoking using Earth Power on Pikachu, who was quick to dodge, and Blastoise going for a Hydro Pump on Squirtle. However, the turtle Pokemon starts to glow and evolve into a Wartortle. Ash scans Wartortle, the turtle Pokemon and the evolved form of Squirtle. The tail is covered with a rich fur. It stores air in the fur before taking extended dives underwater. This Wartortle is level 39 and knows the moves: Water Gun, Rapid Spin, Withdraw, Dragon Pulse, Aura Sphere, Ice Beam, Bite, Water Pulse, Shell Smash, Aqua Tail, Protect, Water Spout Egg Move, Aqua Jet Egg Move, Mirror Coat Egg Move, and Aqua Ring Egg Move. Gary was too confident, however, underestimating Wartortle and Pikachu. They use Water Pulse and Thunder on the two, defeating them. Gary had his jaw dropped. I can't believe it." Ash takes the Pokemon and the items as promised, but Gary kept begging for best 2 out of 3, but Ash leaves with his new Pokemon, who were more than happy to be with Ash. Mime Jr., the Mime Pokemon. It mimics the expressions and motions of those it sees to understand the feelings of others. This Mime Jr. is level 28 with the ability Filter and the moves Pound, Copycat, Encore, Confusion, Protect, Psybeam, Shadow Ball, Fake Out Egg Move and Hypnosis Egg Move. Porygon, the virtual Pokemon. An artificial Pokemon created due to extensive research. It can perform only what is in its program. This Porygon is level 40 with the ability Download and knows the moves: Psybeam, Thunder Wave, Tri-Attack, Sharpen, Conversion, Hyper Beam, Recover, Barrier, Teleport, Signal Beam, Discharge, Shock Wave, and Substitute. Rhyhorn, the Spikes Pokemon. It is inept at turning because of its 4 short legs. It can only charge and run in one direction. This Rhyhorn is level 45 with the ability Rockhead and knows the moves Tackle, Take Down, Bulldoze, Smackdown, Horn Attack, Drill Run, Rock Blast, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Thunderbolt, Skull Bash Egg Move, Metal Burst Egg Move, and Dragon Rush Egg Move. Goldeen, the goldfish Pokemon. Though it appears very elegant when swimming with fins unfurled, it can jab powerfully with its horn. This Goldeen is level 36 with the ability Swim and knows the moves. Water Pulse, Peck, Horn Attack, Aqua Ring, Waterfall, Ice Beam, Drill, Run, Psybeam Egg Move, and Aqua Tail Egg Move. Ash feeds his new teammates and decides to let some of his Pokemon stay with Professor Oak. He talked to the professor about this and he agreed, so he sent over Goldeen, Horsa, Krabby, Dugong, Graveler, Nidorino, Nidorino Tentacool, and Machoke. He went back to training and it helped Magikarp evolve into Gyarados, Paras into Parasect, Zubat into Golbat, and Abra into Kadabra. He scanned them all. Golbat, the bat Pokemon and the evolved form of Zubat. Every once in a while, you'll see a Golbat that's missing some fangs. This happens when hunger drives it to try biting a Steel-type Pokemon. This Golbat is level 45 and knows the moves Crunch, Wing Attack, Mean Look, Venoshock, Supersonic, Air Cutter, Swy, Leech Life, Air Slash, Poison Fang, Super Fang, Venoshock, Steel Wing, Giga Drain, Brave Bird Egg Move, and Hypnosis Egg Move. Parasect, the mushroom Pokemon and the evolved form of Parasite, scatters toxic spores from its mushroom cap. Once harvested, these spores can be steeped and boiled down to prepare herbal medicines. This Parasect is level 51 and knows the moves X-Scissor Aromatherapy, Seed Bomb Leech Life, Fury Swipes, Sleep Powder, Stun Spore, Slash, Brick Break, Giga Drain, Fury Cutter, Cross Poison Egg Move and Metal Claw Egg Move. Gyarados, the atrocious Pokemon and the evolved form of Magikarp. They say that during past wars, Gyarados would appear and leave blazing ruins in its wake. This Gyarados is level 57 with the ability Intimidate and knows the moves Whirlpool, Ice Fang, Twister, Crunch, Dragon Dance, Bounce, Thrash, Hyper Beam, Hydro Pump, Hurricane, Dragon Pulse, Outrage, Aqua Tail and Water Pulse. Kadabra, the Psy Pokemon and the evolved form of Abra. It possesses strong spiritual power. The more danger it faces, the stronger its psychic power. This Kadabra is level 54 and knows the moves Teleport, Flash, Psybeam, Disable, Recover, Nightshade, Light Screen, Reflect, Calm Mind, Psycho Cut, Future Sight, Ice Punch Egg Move, Fire Punch Egg Move, Thunder Punch Egg Move, and Barrier Egg Move. Ash gets to feeding his Pokemon and the gang continues their travels. As the journey continues. End of chapter 21. Our heroes are on the way to Celadon City, but Ash and Bulbasaur are challenged by a hiker and his Rhyhorn. Bulbasaur beats the Rhyhorn rather easily, thanks to it being 4 times weak to grass moves. The bulb on Bulbasaur's back is flickering and glowing, so the gang heads to a nearby Pokemon Center. Nurse Joy examines Bulbasaur and goes to Ash. You don't need to worry, Ash. Your Bulbasaur is just getting ready to evolve. She explained. Ash sighs in relief and goes in to check on Bulbasaur with Pikachu and Eevee. Hey buddy. You feeling alright? Ash asked and Bulbasaur nuzzles Ash. Yes, I'm fine. I'm guessing you learned I'm getting ready to evolve. Bulbasaur replied, to which Ash nods, but notices Bulbasaur is not so enthusiastic about it. What's wrong, do you not want to evolve, he asked, to which Bulbasaur shakes his head and says no, it's not that. It's how I evolved. You see, around this time of year, most Bulbasaur evolve by going to a place called the Mysterious Garden. Humans aren't really allowed there, and I want you to be with me when I do evolve. Ash smiles and pets Bulbasaur. I can always find a way to sneak in. Or I can at least try, he said, clearly very serious about it. Bulbasaur gave a chuckle and said, I know you will. I'm just worried what those other Bulbasaur will think about it. Ash pets him and turns invisible. Good thing I did extra practicing on acid armor, Ash said, returning to normal, Bulbasaur smiling. The two heads into the forest and relax for a bit, but Bulbasaur gets taken by more Bulbasaur with their Vine Whip. Ash uses acid armor and has Pikachu and Eevee wear camouflage, and they follow the Bulbasaur all the way into the Mysterious Garden. A large amount of Bulbasaur were there, and Ash's Bulbasaur goes all the way in the back, looking for Ash, who stopped acid armor and is hiding behind a large boulder near him. Bulbasaur sighs in relief, even seeing Pikachu and Eevee with their camouflage, a bunch of twigs and leaves looking like little bushes. After a while, the ceremony began, many flowers quickly blooming, and all of the Bulbasaur start to sing. The tree began to bloom and a large Venusaur walked out of the hollow tree. The Venusaur roared with pride, all of the Bulbasaur doing the same. They keep roaring until all of the Bulbasaur evolve into Ivysaur. They continue to roar, but Ash sneezes a bit, making him go back to normal. The Ivysaur and Venusaur sees Ash, Pikachu, and Eevee. Uh-oh, was all Ash could utter. The Venusaur growls and says, human. Why are you here? Ash answers, I'm sorry, but my Bulbasaur wanted me to be with him when he evolves. Ash's Ivysaur said, it's true. He's my best friend. More than that, he's like my family. The other Ivysaur and Venusaur looks confused. Then answer me this, how did he even know about the Mysterious Garden? Venusaur demanded. Ash answers, because Ivysaur told me about it at the Pokemon Center. The Pokemon looked shocked. The first comment he said was understandable because they thought he was making up an excuse, but this human can understand them. One of the Ivysaur said, wait, this human can understand us? Ash nods timidly. Ash and the Ivysaur and Venusaur start to talk about the world, Ash's views on Pokemon, and the Pokemon learns that Ash is right about being here for Ivysaur's sake, and they apologize deeply. Ash understood completely and forgives them. A shiny Ekans comes over. Ash learned that they were caring for the Ekans since it was abandoned by her parents. The Ekans slithers to Ash and nuzzles him, proud that a human was selfless and came to the garden for the sake of his Pokemon. But Team Rocket had to ruin the party and try to take the Ivysaur with yet another vacuum. Geez, don't these guys ever learn? Ash thought to himself. Ash's Ivysaur starts to use a new move, Solar Beam, hitting Team Rocket hard and making them blast again. The Venusaur and Ash helps any injured Pokemon, and Ekans decides to be with Ash, to who accepts. He then scans Ivysaur and Ekans. Ivysaur, the seed Pokemon and the evolved form of Bulbasaur. The Bulb on its back grows as it absorbs nutrients. The bulb gives a pleasant aroma when it blooms. This Ivysaur is level 39 and knows the moves Solar Beam, Synthesis, Vine Whip, Razor Leaf, Giga Drain, Takedown, Sunny Day, Weather Ball, Power Whip, Seed Bomb, Sludge Bomb, Petal Dance Egg Move, Skull Bash Egg Move, and Sludge Egg Move Akans, the snake Pokemon. It always hides in grass. When first born, it has no poison, so its bite is painful, but harmless. This Akans is level 43. With the ability Shed Skin and knows the moves Wrap, Bite, Poison, Sting Glare, Screech, Acid, Toxic, Poison Jab, Dig, Iron Tail, Dark Pulse, Mud Bomb, Sucker Punch Egg Move, Poison Tail Egg Move, and Poison Fang Egg Move. Ash, Pikachu, Eevee, and Ivysaur head back to the Pokemon Center, seeing Brock and an angry Misty waiting there. "Where have you been?" she yelled. Ash covers his ears from the yelling and Ivysaur used Vine Whip across the cheek. Ash said that he was training his Pokemon. It wasn't a lie, they did some training. The ceremony ended. Misty held her cheek in pain. Brock approached Ash and said, "Next time, at least write a note." Ash was puzzled and asked, "Why do you two act like you care about me?" This took the two by surprise and Brock responded with, "Because we do care, Ash." Misty retorts, "Well, maybe he does, but you still need to pay for my bike. I know you barely spent any of the money Nastina gave you, so give it to me." Ash was about to, but Brock stopped him. "Misty, knock it about the bike. All, you let the Voltorb attack you, remember?" Misty turns her head and walks out. Will Misty stop being stubborn? Will Ash remember to stand up for himself? We'll find out as the journey continues. End of chapter 22. Our heroes are on the route that is getting close to Celadon, but they decided to stop for a snack. Ash was feeding his Pokemon some his berry-filled onigiri. Misty tries one and says, "Wow, this is actually good, Ash." Brock also tries one and is also impressed. Onigiri usually have savory fillings, but the Pecha and Oran berries are a nice surprise, he said with a smile. A ding is heard and Ash pulls out a device that pops into an oven. Think of capsules in DBZ and there's something inside. Ash pulls out some unfrosted unfilled fried pastries, something like donuts. Misty had sparkles in her eyes. "Oh, donuts." Ash looks at Misty and says, "They're malasadas and they're for my Pokemon. Humans can eat them, but I promised my friends I'd make them today." Ash pulls out a bag of powdered sugar, some piping bags, and some ingredients to make jelly. "Can I try one when you're done, please?" Ash was hesitant. Misty saw this and finally realized she was wrong. "Ash, I'm sorry for putting you through so much and blaming you about my bike." Ash sees that Misty wasn't lying and he was done, handing one malasada to Pikachu and Eevee. He hands one to Brock and Misty. Misty smiled and eats one happily. This is so good," Misty said, Brock agreeing. "Yeah, Ash, when did you become a good cook?" Ash blushed modestly and said, "I like to read and watch that show, Cooking with Kangaskhan. That's how I know a lot of recipes." Brock remembers something. "Malasadas are really popular in Alola, right?" Ash nods and continues, "I love learning about different regions and their Pokemon, that's how I came across malasadas. When I was 5, a famous chef from Alola came to Pallet Town and gave put-free samples. That's how I tasted a malasada for the first time. They can be plain or basically be like a jelly donut. Brock smiled and says, well, nothing beats a jelly-filled donut. Mankey eats quite a few onigiri and malasadas. Ash pets Mankey and Charmander and they see a trainer with a Charmeleon walking to them. Excuse, is that Charmander yours? The trainer asked. Ash nods, clearly curious. My name is Nico and this here is my Charmeleon, Flame. The trainer introduced. The gang continues the introductions. Flame then glares at Charmander. What? Charmander asked, then the Charmeleon said, you look like a dumb Charmander. Ash had a look of anger, but he hid it quickly. Charmander wasn't exactly forgiving as Flame had started laughing. Nico then asked how about a battle between Charmeleon and Charmander? If you want, why not a double battle? Nico throws out another Pokeball, containing another Charmeleon, this time a girl. This is Flare. She's just as strong as Flame. Ash nods and Mankey went up with Charmander, wanting to battle, not letting his friend be pushed around like that. Ash nods and they get ready to battle. Just then, Flare and Flame began evolving. They became large Charizards. Charmander gulped, but Mankey was confident, giving Charmander a thumbs up, helping Charmander to calm down. The battle begins with Flare goes to Charmander with a flame charge. And Flame does the same, but with Mankey as the target. They dodge greatly and they start to evolve. Mankey became Primeape. And Charmander became Charmeleon. Ash scans them. Primeape, the pig monkey Pokemon and the evolved form of Mankey. The blood vessels in its brain are sturdier than those of other Pokemon, so it can stay healthy despite its constant raging. This Primeape is level 48 and knows the moves Karate Chop, Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Rage, Low Kick, Seismic Toss, Thrash, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Stomping Tantrum, Outrage, Cross Chop, Close Combat, Assurance, Rock Tomb, Night/Egg Move, Focus Punch Egg Move, Revenge Egg Move, and Counter Egg Move. Charmeleon, the flame Pokemon and the evolved form of Charmander. If it becomes agitated during battle, it spouts intense flames, incinerating its surroundings. This Charmeleon is level 39 and knows the moves Fire Blast / Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Shadow Claw, Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Flamethrower, Fire Fang, Metal Claw Egg Move, and Dragon Rush Egg Move. The Charizard duo still looks confident, but Primeape got angry and Ash told it to use Rage, to which it obeys, using Rage on Flare. Ash has Charmeleon use Dragon Claw on Flame. They kept at the battle until the Charizards were down. The two Pokemon were panting, glad they got the anger out of their systems. Nico congratulates Ash and his Pokemon for the battle. He hands Ash some money, a light ball, a dragon scale and a metal coat, saying it'll be useful. Ash accepted the items and he helps out Flare and Flame with their wounds. The gang heads for Celadon, wondering what adventures will happen next, as the journey continues. End of chapter 23. Our heroes arrive in Celadon City and Misty demands that they'd go to the perfume shop. Ash replies, you guys can go without me. Multiple scents at once is just too much for me. But if others like it, that's fine, but perfume isn't thing. Brock nods in understanding and Misty pouts, but lets it go and the two goes in the perfume shop, Brock saying you can look around the town. Ash, but be sure to go to the center before 7 p.m. Ash nods and sees them. He heads to the Celadon game corner. It's like a large arcade in the inside, the posters saying with enough coins, you can get Pokemon. Ash was disgusted that people were getting Pokemon from a casino. He had a theory somebody kidnapped or had the Pokemon involved with illegal activities. He decided to sneak in. And his hunch was right. He saw abused and starved Pokemon and he got them out and called the cops. Luckily, they got here in time. Team Rocket's lesser members were involved with all of this and they were quickly arrested. A few of the Pokemon had taken a liking to him, so they went with him. A Voltorb, Smoochum, 4 Eevees, 1 male and 3 females, Scyther, Pinsir, and 3 Tyrogue, he scans them. The Eevees were at level 25 with the ability adaptability and the moves Tackle, Iron Tail, Swipe, Shadow Ball, Dig, Hyper Voice Double Team, and Double Kick Egg move. Pinsir, the Stag Beetle Pokemon. When the temperature drops at night, it sleeps on treetops or among roots where it is well hidden. This Pinsir is level 40 with the ability Hyper Cutter and knows the moves Vice Grip, Seismic Toss, Brick Break, X Scissor, Submission, Swords Dance, Thrash, Revenge, Vital Throw, Double Hit, Storm Throw, Bug Bite Egg move, Superpower Egg move, Feint Egg move, and Close Combat Egg move. Scyther, the Mantis Pokemon. With ninja-like agility and speed, it can create the illusion that there is more than one. This Scyther is level 45. With the ability Technician and knows the moves Quick Attack, Vacuum, Wave, False Swipe, Wing Attack, Fury Cutter, Slash, Double Team, Razor, Wind, X Scissor, Night Slash, Swords Dance, Air Slash, Agility, Brick Break, Aerial Ace, Steel Wing, Silver Wind Egg move, and Bug Buzz Egg move. Tyrogue, the SEULE Pokemon. To brush up on its fighting skills, it will challenge anyone. It has a very strong competitive spirit. All of these Tyrogue are level 15 with the ability Guts and all of their moves are Tackle, Fake Out, Helping Hand, Focus Energy, Bulk Up, Brick Break, Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Bullet Punch Egg move, Counter Egg move, Feint Egg move, High Jump Kick Egg move, Mach Punch Egg move, Rapid Spin Egg move, Mind Reader Egg move, and Vacuum Wave Egg move. Voltorb, the ball Pokemon. Voltorb was first sighted at a company that manufactures Pokeballs. The link between that sighting and the fact that this Pokemon looks very similar to a Pokeball remains a mystery. This Voltorb is level 47 with the ability Soundproof and knows the moves Sonic Boom, Spark, Screech, Rollout, Swipe, Electro Ball, Charge, Beam, Explosion, Discharge, Gyro Ball, Thunderbolt, Mirror Coat, Signal, Beam, and Shockwave. Ditto, the transform Pokemon. It can freely recombine its own cellular structure to transform into other life forms. This Ditto is level 35 with the ability Limber and only knows the move Transform. Smoochum, the Kiss Pokemon. It tests everything by touching with its lips, which remember what it likes and dislikes. This smoochum is level 40 with the ability forewarn and knows the moves Sweet Kiss, Heart, Stamp, Psychic, Avalanche, Water Pulse, Wake Up Slap Egg move, and Ice Punch Egg move. He sends over the Eevees, Tyrogoos, and Smoochum to Professor Oak, so he can help them trust all kinds of Pokemon besides the ones Ash has with him currently. He then heads to the Celadon gym where she finds the referee stopping him. No one that doesn't want to go Erica's perfume shop isn't allowed, she said angrily, but a woman in a kimono comes over. Lila, it's okay. He's allowed in. It's the one with autism. And the one that saved those Pokemon from that corrupted game corner. The news about the game corner spread fast and the girl was shocked and felt ashamed. My deepest apologies. I am Erica, the gym leader. Your friends, Misty and Brock told us a lot about you in our shop, and that incident with the game corner was on live TV. You're obviously more than welcome here, she said with a kind smile. She continues to say herself and her brother are also on the autistic spectrum and she understands it rather well. She started this gym and perfume shop to help herself and her brother with his sensitivity to smell, and she even adapted to a lot of smells with that. She told him why grass types were her favorite Pokemon. When she was little, she always loved flowers and had an Oddish, but a Groomer attacked Erica and Oddish evolved and the Gloom chased the Groomer away. Ash was relieved that Erica understood completely about his condition. Misty and Brock were there and apologized for not letting Ash know they were at the gym. Ash forgives them nicely. Shall we start our battle? Ash nods and sends out Charmeleon. Erica sends out a Tangela, another Tangela, a shiny one, was watching the battle in awe. Charmeleon wiped the floor with Tangela easily with Flamethrower. Next, it was her Weepinbell against Ivysaur. They both exchanged Razor Leaf Razor Leaf, but Ivysaur gets the upper hand and wraps it up with Petal Dance. Now it was Execute vs Wartortle. Execute went for many bullet seeds, but Wartortle freezes them all with Ice Beam and uses Rapid Spin to send them back at the egg Pokemon and knocks out Execute with Water Gun. Finally, it was the last Pokemon, but switched to Pikachu when she sends out Gloom. She was puzzled, why Pikachu he could have won easily with Charmeleon alone for the entire match with ease. Pikachu uses Double Team and the copies used Volt Tackle, knocking out Gloom with ease. Erica was shocked that an electric type can beat her Gloom. Ash really trained his Pokemon very hard and very well. But suddenly, the gym starts to become ablaze with flames, due to an accident with the perfume one of her students was experimenting on, but luckily, Ash has his water Pokemon put out most of the fire and he teleports everyone else out of the building. Ash sees Team Rocket snickering while holding a jar of Erica's special ingredient for some of her perfumes. He goes to stop them, but Erica sees the team and stops Ash, revealing its Gloom nectar. Its taste is very sweet, but the smell is rancid. Ash thought it would be funny to see the look on their faces when they take a WHI. Erica gives Ash the Rainbow Badge and the TM for Solar Beam and the TR for Energy Ball. The Tangela that was spectating the battle wishes to be with Ash, to which he and Erica accepted. He scans Tangela. Tangela, the Vine Pokemon. Tangela's vines snap easily if they are grabbed. This happens without pain, allowing it to make a quick getaway. The lost vines are replaced by newly grown vines the very next day. This Tangela is level 28 with the ability Leaf Guard and knows the moves Vine Whip, Sleep Powder, Solar Beam, Sunny Day, Growth Wake. Up Slap Egg Move, Leaf Storm Egg Move, Nature Power Egg Move, and Giga Drain Egg Move. Ash then sends O Tangela to the professor. Now our heroes are O2 Fuchsia City for the 6th gym badge and the Safari Zone. As the journey continues. End of chapter 24. Our heroes arrive in a big city, curiously called Hop 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 Town. Suddenly, Ash is tackle-hugged by a middle-aged woman who called him Arnold. However, she quickly finds it's Ash. "I'm so sorry, young man. It's just you look just like my Arnold." She explains that her son had went missing 3 days ago and even some other kids were also missing. Ash sees Sir Jenny putting up posters and went to her. "Excuse me ma'am, but we heard some kids went missing." Misty joins in and asks when did these kids go missing. Jenny explained they went missing 3 days ago, just like Arnold. Ash looks at the woman, who's clearly worried about her son. She's just like what mom used to be like, he thought to himself. Then his head started to hurt pretty badly. He was confused, but it quickly subsided. That confused him more. The gang agrees to help find the children and they start at the Pokemon Center, but Ash suggests the park, but they ignore him. Ash learned quickly that other than living in the same town, going to the same school, and liking Pokemon, none of the kids have a lot in common with each other. He took note of his headaches, sometimes going on and on. Maybe it's connected. He decides to wait until he can confirm something. He goes to the nurse Joy and asks if she knows anything about the kids, but she doesn't. However, something strange is happening to the Pokemon. They find rather exhausted Pokemon, a wilting Oddish, a Magikarp that lost its magic and a Charmander with a low flame. She shows a Psyduck, saying it was in the worst shape. Ash looks at it and says I don't know about the others, but Psyduck's condition is actually pretty normal. Their species constantly gets headaches. Nurse Joy was a bit relieved to remember that fact. Ash started to get a bigger headache, the others except Pikachu and Eevee being confused. Ash then says "Oh sir, do you have a sleep wave detector?" "Oh sir." Jenny nods and asks how did you know that? Ash explains due to his intense training and psychic and aura powers, even though never going through it, he's completely immune to hypnosis from Pokemon. He even trained his Pokemon to gain an immunity to that, hence why Pikachu and Eevee aren't acting strange. However, the side effect of the immunity are bad headaches. He even proves to the nurse and sir about his powers, since they seemed skeptical. He decided to use his telekinesis to make one of the Pokemon float. He deduces that a Pokemon is involved, but most likely a misunderstanding. He asks if there's any high towers with radio functions. Sir Jenny then says well, the Pokemon Lovers Club do have a radio talk show. It's recently gotten popular around 3 days ago. But how does that have to do with anything? Ash explains you see, lots of Pokemon have sensitive hearing and little kids can sometimes pick up on certain sounds most adults can't. That might explain besides my powers why I keep getting headaches. Jenny looked a little hesitant, but agreed to take the look at the club. Ash suggests the park to find the kids one more time, but is ignored again. They head. The sleep wave detector broke, but Ash's head aches. Seems to be like a substitute for said detector. It was indeed from the Pokemon Lovers Club. Inside, a lot of people and a Drowsy and Hypno are there. The club explains about how they love Hypno. They've usually had a hard time sleeping, but when one of their Drowsy evolved 3 days ago, they used his hypnosis to help instead of sleeping pills. I knew it, Ash said. Most Pokemon are more used to using hypnosis on Pokemon, it seems to have made some side EX to the Pokemon and the kids thanks to being so high up in your radio. He explains, the club members were rather skeptical, but Misty gets hypnotized by Hypno, thinking she's a seal and runs clapping like said Pokemon. The gang, Sir Jenny and the leader of the club follows Misty and they find a lakeside at the park with all of the missing children acting like Pokemon. See, I told you. And this is why I keep suggesting the park kids like parks, Ash said, rather annoyed by them ignoring him. The leader was shocked and felt guilty. Maybe have the hypnosis sessions on terra firma next time and not during some radio shows or podcasts. But your Drowsy can help. He continued, the others liking the idea, managed to get back with Misty. And have Drowsy use his powers to snap Misty out of the hypnosis. What just happened? Misty could say. Hypno hypnotized you into thinking you were a seal. Ash explains and he takes Drowsy outside to get to the kids at the lake. Team Rocket tries to ambush them and tries to trick Hypno into trying to hypnotize a mirror, but Pikachu thunderbolts them into blasting again. He gets Drowsy to the park, before, they asked Arnold's mother to look. The kids they found them. The Drowsy successfully snaps them out of the trance, the kids wake up and go their separate ways, Arnold's mom finding Arnold and hugs him lovingly. The gang heads to the Pokemon Center to help the Pokemon, which is successful. Drowsy wishes to be with Ash, to which Drowsy's trainer and Ash agree to. He scans Drowsy. Drowsy, the hypnosis Pokemon. A descendant of the legendary animal Baku, which is said to eat dreams. It is skilled at hypnotism. This Drowsy is level 37 with the ability Inner Focus and knows the moves Hypnosis, Dream Eater, Psybeam, Psychic, Wake Up Slap, Teleport, Reflect, Light Screen, Thunder Punch Egg Move, Fire Punch Egg Move, Ice Punch Egg Move, Assist Egg Move, Barrier Egg Move, and Psycho Cut Egg Move. However, Nurse Joy forgets again about the fact that Seducts constantly gets headaches. Ash brings out Dexter and it confirms it. You mean this thing always has a headache? Misty shrieks, but trips. And an empty Pokeball rolls and Seduct taps the button twice, making a successful, but accidental capture. Misty was complaining and trying to convince Ash and Brock for a trade for Seduct, but they'd rather not trade away their Pokemon. Besides, Ash has a Seduct. Well, that was a rather strange way to get a Pokemon. What adventures will happen next? Find out soon, as the journey continues. End of chapter 25. Our heroes arrive in Scissor Street thanks to Brock. Why did you want to come here? Brock Misty asked. Ash then says. Scissor Street is also called Breeder's Lane. Misty nods and says, oh yeah, I bet he's looking for some good breeder gear. Brock seems to be looking for something in particular. They come along a busy salon called Salon Roquet. Ash says, how much do you wanna bet it's Team Rocket? Misty and Brock just ignore him, and Brock says, is that supposed to be a Pokemon or a Christmas tree? Ash gagged a bit. He never understood why people would dress up their Pokemon like that unless it was the Pokemon's wishes. But it clearly wasn't here. He remembered reading about a famous breeder named Susie that has a shop nearby. She even has a Vulpix. His own Vulpix could make good friends with her. He lets out his Vulpix and carries her, finding Susie's shop. Brock, relieved Ash found it, and the other two following him. They see the famous Susie giving a massage to a Chansey. Chansey's trainer came and picked her up, the trainer and Susie being friendly, even saying, "See you soon, Susie." AER introductions. Brock was blushing a storm and stammers out, saying he wants to be a breeder like Susie. Well, I'm very flattered. Misty was found cooing over Susie's Vulpix, who was napping on a velvet chair. Misty picks it up, Susie and Ash trying to convince her not to do that. She found out why by having a flamethrower in the face. Brock finally said, "Susie, I beg to accept me as your pupil." Everyone was shocked at this request. Susie said that she doesn't have students and that breeding takes up all of her time. Ash asks to use the bathroom, to which Susie gave the directions to. I forgot to add this detail in any of the chapters and I'm sorry. T.T. Ash looks in the mirror, removing his bangs across his grayish-blue eye, and has a look of shame and disgust towards said eye. Scratch that, both eyes. And it was thanks to the bullies. Flashback. Ash was around 2 when he began taking note of his odd eyes, and he saw a moment in an episode of his mom's favorite shows. It showed a long montage of a boy with heterochromic green and brown eyes being bullied, harassed and ridiculed by his eyes. Ash didn't bother watching the rest of the episode. He was in denial. No one would do those things. AER all, it was just a TV show. The realm of fiction. Right, he tried to convince himself this and decides to go to outside, but not too far. Just around the town for a short walk. He never really talked or had any interactions with anyone else in town besides his family, Gary, and Professor Oak, though, with Gary, it wasn't really a lot to warrant attention to Ash's eyes, surprisingly. Speaking of the devil, Gary Oak sees Ash and his eyes. He was with other kids and Gary started laughing in a taunting tone. "Hey guys, look at Ash's stupid eyes." The other kids started laughing too, calling him names like odd-eyed, freak and mismatch. It continued like that for years, not just his eyes, but his spiky hair. Even though Gary had spiky hair, his lightning bolt marks on his cheeks, and his autism. What was the straw that broke the camera ups get it back though, was when Delia was becoming abusive for not just his powers and autism, but his looks too. Not even Trip knows about the abuse and his eyes. He always covered it up, literally. End of flashback. Ash was solely crying and Pikachu, Eevee, and Vulpix were nuzzling and wiping away Ash's tears. Ash hugs his Pokemon lovingly, thanking Arceus that he still has his Pokemon, Professor Oak, and Trip. He wondered what happened to Serena, but Brock called Ash for lunch. Before all of this, Ash's Pokemon finally started eating Brock's Pokemon food. While it's very good, they mention it's not as good as Ash's. Well, Ash, your Pikachu, Eevee, and Vulpix look very healthy. They have beautiful coats, not just that they're shiny Pokemon. Susie compliments. Ash blushed modestly. Brock, do you make their food? She asked. Ash answers with the bowls in front of them, yes. My Pokemon occasionally eats his food, but they eat my recipes more. Susie's Vulpix approaches Ash's Vulpix. She offers Susie's Vulpix some of her food. Susie's Vulpix tries it and enjoys it very much. Brock, this is very impressive. My Vulpix rarely eats anything I haven't made myself. Susie compliments. Ash offers Susie's Vulpix some of his homemade food that he leaves on the table, to who tries it and enjoys it just as much. Wow Ash, you and Brock really impress me a lot. Brock looks heart broken mini celebrating that Vulpix likes his food. Ash feeds his own Vulpix some rare and EXP candies and Ash's Vulpix wants to evolve, to which Ash luckily has a Firestone and she evolves into a beautiful silvery lavender Ninetales. Ash scans Ninetales. Ninetales, the fox Pokemon and the evolved form and Vulpix. Some legends claim that each of its Ninetales has its own unique type of special mystic power. This Ninetales is level 73 and knows the moves, Flamethrower, Fire, Spin, Extrasensory, Will-O-Wisp, Safeguard, Inferno, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, Stored Power, Flare Blitz, Mystical Fire, Heat Wave, Iron Tail, Energy Ball, Fire Blast, Howl Egg Move and Hypnosis Egg Move. Susie was in awe of Ash's Ninetales. Ash, this is amazing. It's almost like you can understand Pokemon. A not so well known fact about those with aura or psychic powers is that they get the power to understand Pokemon, so Ash blushes modestly and laughed nervously. Brock was becoming a little jealous of Ash. After all, he's a greater chef, trainer, and could even be the best breeder in the world. Ash notices this and says, you know Susie, Brock is really good with Pokemon care. And he knows how to think quickly and calmly. Maybe you two will be great as student and teacher. Even if it's for a day. Brock was stunned. Ash wasn't going to boast about his skills then again, he never really did that. And he did make food that Vulpix tried first. I didn't really hide my food. It was true. He had it on the table to help Brock think of ideas for other varieties of fire-type Pokemon food. Brock was again stunned at how Ash was being so humble. Susie changed the subject with, did you guys see the new shop, salon? Roque. Ash replies, that tacky place. Yeah, we've seen it. Personally, I don't see the point in dressing up Pokemon like that. Susie explains that ever since it opened, people wanted their Pokemon to look as flashy as possible and that a breeder's job is to help a Pokemon find its inner strength and beauty. Misty says, but some Pokemon like to be all dressed up sometimes, right Pikachu? I see it now. Misty described about Pikachu being cute in a pink dress. However, it was short-lived with Ash saying, you do know. My Pikachu is clearly male, right? He continues with, I think my Pokemon look fine the way they are. I mean, if they ever wanna dress up for special occasions, sure, but they should remember it's the inside that matters in the end, right Misty? straight up ignores his mini speech and says I think Pikachu would be happier of it were always dressed up. Ash glares, but has an idea. You know, if you think fashion is so great, why not take your Psyduck to that salon even though it's an obvious trap? Misty says it's a great idea and brings out Psyduck. Ash snickers and says we'll see who gets the last quack. Misty says, we're already so cute, we'll look cute in anything. Ash says I'm sure Psyduck will. Speaking of duck Pokemon, Ash lets out his own Psyduck, petting her lovingly. Misty and her own Psyduck leaves? Susie admits that lately, she's been doubting her methods, but Brock jumps in and says don't say things like that. You got to keep following the path you believe in. Susie thanks him, but still doesn't know what to do, but Ash spoke. They want style over substance, so why give them substance with style? It didn't take them long for an idea to come to them. They decided to make a lesson in Pokemon care. This is about massage. It didn't take long for everyone to swarm around Susie's shop. Misty was surprised that she became the only one in line. The woman that was in Susie's shop before with urgency finds Misty and explains Susie's lesson. They manage to get in and a disguised Team Rocket sees Misty and were quick to think of a plan. They dress her up in a new outfit, which was to her liking. They decided to do some makeup, but Meowth broke their covers, then Misty calls for her Psyduck. However, he was missing. Ash was demonstrating how to massage a Pokemon with electric pouches on their cheeks, but Psyduck went to them, telling them about Team Rocket having Misty. They went to the shop and sees Misty is tied up and Brock and Ash snickers when they see her new look. Team Rocket reveals themselves and Meowth stupidly reveals their plan to make money quick with the scan and if they ever brought in a rare Pokemon, to keep it for themselves distracting their owner. Ash was ticked at this. Pikachu, Ninetales, and Ash's Psyduck comes out and Brock lets pit his Geodude. Ash's Psyduck started to glow and evolve into Golduck Kansas. Rap attack. Ash scans his new Golduck. Golduck, the duck Pokemon and the evolved form of Psyduck. It appears by waterways at dusk. It may use telekinetic powers if its forehead glows mysteriously. This Golduck is level 48 and knows the moves: Hydro Pump, Psybeam, Disable, Psychic, Aerial Ace, Disable, Ice Punch, Fury Swipes, Aqua Tail, Water Pulse, Zen Headbutt, Ice Beam, Cross Chop Egg Move, Synchronize Egg Move, Mud Bomb Egg Move, Future Sight Egg Move and Hypnosis Egg Move together. Pikachu, Eevee, Golduck, Geodude, Ninetales and Susie's Vulpix used Thunder, Trump Card, Hydro Pump, Rock Throw, Inferno, and Force Spin on Team Rocket, making a large tornado of elemental power, making Team Rocket blast O again. But some of the flames flew onto Misty and she got burned. Getting her out and showing the crowd that the outside doesn't matter as much as the inside. Susie thanks Ash and Brock for helping her see what's right. She explained that she's going to keep studying and to close up shop for a while, saying she can only learn so much staying and asks Brock to take Vulpix, to which he accepts while crying tears of joy. They head on to Fuchsia City. As the journey continues. End of chapter 26. Our heroes arrive in a heavily polluted city known as Gringy City. Ash was disgusted on how the citizens allowed all of this pollution to happen. They go to the Pokemon Center and they find an irritable Nurse Joy, who was yawning. "Don't you kids know what time it is?" Ash answered, "We just got here." "May we stay the night?" The nurse nods dismissively and goes in the back. Ash was clearly upset with Nurse Joy's attitude. The night, some power plant workers are being attacked by a pack of groomer. Ash steps in and talks to them, learning that they were in the water supply, blocking the sea intake valve, because they were looking for help for their leader, who is a shiny groomer that is injured. They were just trying to get their attention is all. A magnemite floats over and Ash speaks to it. The magnemite befriended the groomer leader a while ago and was watching it, so nothing bad happened to him. Ash nods and asks for the condition of the leader and he learns that it's badly injured and paralyzed. Magnemite escorts Ash and everyone else to the leader and lo and behold, an injured and paralyzed shiny groomer. Ash pulls out a hyper potion and a Shuri berry and uses them to help groomer. The groomer leader was incredibly grateful. So were the other groomer and magnemite. Groomer entrusts the second in command as the new leader, because he wishes to be with Ash, as well as magnemite. He scans them. Magnemite, the magnet Pokemon. The faster the units at its sides rotate, the greater the magnetic force they generate. This Magnemite is level 49 with the ability Analytic and knows the moves Thunder Wave, Sonic Boom, Light Screen, Thunderbolt, Thunder Screech Flash Cannon, Magnet Bomb, Supersonic, Spark, Discharge, Lock-On, Gyro Ball, Electro Ball, and Zap. Cannon. Groomer, the sludge Pokemon. Appears in filthy areas. Thrives by sucking up polluted sludge that is pumped out of factories. This groomer is level 48 with the ability Stench and knows the move Sludge, Minimize, Sludge Bomb, Mud Bomb, Sludge Wave, Gunk Shot, Acid Armor, Toxic, Poison Jab, Veno Shock, Shadow Sneak Egg Move, and Shadow Punch Egg Move. Ash then was able to persuade the workers and Nurse Joy to stop the pollution and clean up not just the city, but your attitudes. They nod and the gang heads OAER. Ash sends Groomer, Porygon, and Voltorb, along with an apology note for the Stench and Voltorb's possible explosions. They head to a large construction area where they find lots of Digletts. Ash was confused what the Digletts were doing. He finds the foreman for the construction site, who are making the Gava Dam. Ash thought it through and realized the area are the Digletts' habitat. And he explains this to the foreman, but he doesn't believe Ash. Bad idea. Turns out Ash was right and the Digletts got more angry, some even evolving into Doug Trio, and they begin attacking the workers. The foreman finally sees the error of his ways and agrees to stop the construction of the dam. Ash calms down the Diglett and Doug Trio and they all leave, except for 2 Diglett, who wishes to be with Ash, and Brock, to who agrees. Ash scans his Diglett. Diglett, the mole Pokemon. If a Diglett digs through a field, it leaves the soil perfectly tilled and ideal for planting crops. This Diglett is level 44. With the ability Arena Trap and knows the moves Dig, Earth Power, Earthquake, Slash, Sucker Punch, Sandstorm, Bulldoze, Fissure, Rock, Slide, and Ancient Power Egg move. Ash then sends Diglett to Professor Oak and they go on the road. as the journey continues. End of chapter 27.